let me tell you how I learned business finance, the number one skill and the powerful foundation that has never failed me. Welcome to my very first podcast. Today's episode, I am going to tell you the story of how I failed my way to millions, literally. But let's get the formalities out of the way. My name is Amber Anthony, aka the Strategy Specialist. I'm a 46-year-old mother of one and grandmother of two. I'm a business consultant, forensic auditor, tax specialist, business operator, seven-figure earner with a portfolio of companies that does $8 million in revenue per year. But truth be told, what I really am is an advocate for people. It's ingrained in my DNA. And now having all of this abundant experience and wisdom, it is my moral obligation to share it with you in bite-sized pieces so you can build and protect yourself and loved ones in this crazy game called life. I promise to take you behind the curtain and show you the true evolution from obese teenager who left home at 16, ran the streets until the age of 21, did a quick pivot to juvenile probation officer, became pregnant, a single mother, and then at the age of 24, took over a failing family business. And that is when I became the entrepreneur, long before there was a hashtag, before it was sexy, before it was trending, and well, frankly, before internet. Right? So there have been so many lessons along the way, and holding it all together by a hope and a prayer, sometimes not so gracefully, through depression, anxiety, domestic abuse, divorce, single motherhood, recessions, stressful business partnerships. Yeah, somehow through all of that, finally finding the courage, literally just a year ago, to walk into my purpose and not only show up for myself, but show up for you. That is the entire premise of this podcast, because I need you to understand something. We are more similar than dissimilar. The degree of separation between 5-figure, 6-figure, and 7-figure earners is very slight. It may seem impossible, it may seem complicated, but I assure you that what took me 20 years to build in this day and age will only take you 5. And that is why I am showing up in this space, a space that honestly is a bit predatory in nature. And so with that said, it is my intention to demystify financial terms and business concepts right here, somehow, some way, in an entertaining fashion. To demonstrate the power of critical thinking and deductive reasoning based on data, to teach you how to control the things you can control and monitor the things that you can't unemotionally with a strategy. Because over the course of my life, I've acquired a crazy amount of experience and a crazy, unique set of skills that I know are not easy to acquire. But I figured something out. Allow me to do the heavy lifting and then repurpose it for you, to give it to you in bite-sized chunks that you can understand and that you can apply immediately. I want to show you the importance of best practices. I want to give you the confidence to be able to walk into any room, whether it be at your employer, whether it be with an attorney, whether it be in a bankruptcy scenario, in a divorce scenario, literally anything that governs you, me, our everyday lives. I want you to feel the confidence and the power that I have acquired. I want that to be you, to be able to live a life that is certain, based on fact. I know it's crazy. I always pick the hard stuff, right? But it's my calling, and I'm here. I'm here to show up for this industry, and I'm here to show up for you in a way that most wouldn't. In this podcast, I am going to work incredibly hard to keep your attention, gain your trust, but most importantly, inspire you to apply these concepts and frameworks to your life, no matter where you are in your finance or business journey. So let's get into story time. Let me tell you how I learned business finance, the number one skill and the powerful foundation that has never failed me. So, on that fateful day when my mother's husband came to the county jail to ask me if I would quit my very cushy government county job to join them in taking over the bankrupt family business. Yeah, well, there was a lot going on in my personal life, and thank God I said yes, because that taught me who I was. And it also gave me, well, today, this incredible platform to do very meaningful work. But back then, I went and I took my last $1,000 and I bought myself an e-machine computer and a version of QuickBooks Desktop. I had 2 boxes of Bank of America bank statements, and I sat there every night after working 2 jobs and being a single mother, and I taught myself how to enter all of those bank statements into QuickBooks into what's called a general ledger and tie it into what's called a chart of accounts. And in doing so, and I want to say it took me 3 months, 3 months to get 2 years of data into QuickBooks from those bank statements. So there was no downloading, there was no syncing. It was literally data entry. Thank God I type 110 words per minute. But yes, that is how I laid the foundation for my business and financial acumen, because you understand things when it's personal to you. So you sitting in a classroom going through an accounting exercise or a tax example exercise that is not personal to you, is only conceptual. You don't feel it. You don't know it. So that's why when I consult and when I teach, I break it down to the fundamentals that are personal for you. Recently, I created a fantastic tool, a budgeting spreadsheet called Where's My Fucking Money? But it's so much more than a budgeting spreadsheet, because it also teaches you percentages, margins, and it ties into behavior of spending, and segmentation, what you are valuing, because where you spend is what you value, even though you may disagree. But yes, this powerful budgeting tool that is completely free and will be available in my show notes, I highly encourage you to do. Why? Well, because I'm almost certain if you're listening to this podcast, you have said at one point or another that you want to master your money. You want to master your finances. You want to become financially independent. You want to have financial literacy, right? Am I right? Well, step 1, I've designed a tool that after completing, and for beginners, for a beginner who doesn't really even understand spreadsheets, it will take you approximately 4 hours to complete. 4 hours of your life that will change the way you look at money forever. I think that's a heck of a trade. I mean, 4 hours of your life to change how you look at money forever. And that's why I designed it. And that's what I'm going to continue to do with these episodes. And please note, there will always be homework. There will always be some sort of a worksheet or a download or a tip or a quick ebook, because I am a huge proponent for record keeping, but source documents. Okay? It's not true if you can't prove it. Bottom line, make sure you have everything in writing. Make sure you understand it to the nth degree, because much of what happens in life isn't about the fact that we didn't know. It's about the fact that we didn't have good record keeping. It's about the fact that we didn't meet a deadline or we didn't understand the rules of engagement. So after doing step 1 and going through that exercise of figuring out how your life is operating around money, step 2 is record keeping. Printing everything, crossing every T, and dotting every I. So you have homework. It's time to take massive action and change. We can sit here and chat all day, but the truth is, nothing gets done until it gets done. And I also want to be that accountability partner for you. So, thank you for allowing me to be a trusted resource in your personal development journey. And if this episode added any value to your day or made you think differently, please share it with a friend and leave a review. I thank and love you from the bottom of my heart, and I am incredibly honored to be able to serve in this space. See you next time.